Old Big 12 rivals will meet in the Texas Bowl for the second time in the last 5 years when Texas A&M takes on number 20 Oklahoma State in Houston. The Aggies are just looking to try to salvage what has been a very disappointing year and then move on to the Mike Elko era in College Station. Oklahoma State, though, has had a roller coaster of a season that saw them finish as the Big 12 runner-up. They're looking to win this game, finish in the top 20, and clinch their 5th 10-win season in the last 10 years. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. We're so glad you could join us today, ready to break down the Texas Bowl between the Aggies and the Cowboys. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, including our expert picks, that holiday special over there for you guys. It's never too late to sign up, giving you every single college football bowl game spread pick and every NFL playoff game spread pick for one of the lowest prices in the country. Picks, guys, that have hit over 62% each of the last 5 years, every single year, at least 62%. We want you to take advantage of those. Sign up big with us today and become a member of our GE Nation. Again, the link for that down in the description below over on the gridironexpert.com. So let's take a look, guys. I really like this game. I like when the bowl committees and the bowl selections give us games like this. Old rivalry games, former conference members against each other. These are the games that we live for. These are the games that provide some fireworks and some fun. It's good when we get matchups that have some history behind it. And A&M and Oklahoma State obviously have plenty of history from their days in the Big 12. And despite the disappointing year for A&M, despite Oklahoma State being in the top 20 and being the Big 12 runner-up, this game has the potential to be very close and very exciting, just like their last Texas Bowl meeting was. You take a look at the offense. We'll dive into it deeper here. Texas A&M, this is an offense right now is very depleted. It feels like a team that's depleted, right? They fired Jimbo Fisher late in the year. Another disappointing 7-5 season. Nothing to brag about in College Station. You have so many opt-outs, so many guys transferring, coaching changes. Their offensive coordinator, Bobby Petrino, off to Arkansas, back to Arkansas. Colin Klein's coming in from Kansas State. So much uncertainty and unsettled times for Texas A&M right now. When you look at their offense, not only is Fisher gone, not only is Petrino gone, they're down to their third-string quarterback in Jalen Henderson, who, yes, has a little bit of playing experience this year, obviously, and is obviously going to be in this role because Connor Whiteman's been hurt. Max Johnson is transferring to North Carolina, but Henderson is also going to be without 2 starters on the offensive line and his top 2 wide receivers in Aeneas Smith and Evan Stewart. This is a team, guys, that averages 262 passing yards per game, and Henderson has shown his ability to deliver. 704 yards this year, 6 touchdowns, over 100 rushing yards, so it's shown his capability to be dual threat. But offensively in this game, he's going to have to deliver through the air. And he might also have to rely a little bit more on his running backs. A&M averaging over 140 rushing yards per game. They've got a solid core of running backs. And Oklahoma State's defense, not all that great. We'll talk about that later. But the Aggies' offense kind of in a state of limbo right now. We're not really quite sure what to expect. You take a look at Oklahoma State. As of right now, not many starters expected to opt out, although this video is being filmed a little bit earlier than kickoff time. Obviously, a little bit well in advance of kickoff. But right now, we're not expecting many Oklahoma State players to miss this bowl game, and they don't need them to. If they want to win, they're going to need all hands on deck. Alan Bowman has surprised, I think, as starter for the Cowboys, has done his job. 264 passing yards per game for the former Texas Tech quarterback, the former Michigan quarterback, and now at Oklahoma State. Over 3,000 yards and 13 touchdowns. But the key and the star of Oklahoma State this entire season, the MVP of the entire team, is Ollie Gordon. That man, he's a bad man. Ollie Gordon is unbelievable. Over 1,600 yards, 20 touchdowns on the year, leading a Cowboys rushing attack that averages 157 rushing yards per game. And assuming he does play, and right now all signs say yes, this is going to be a very dangerous matchup against a Texas A&M rushing defense that's solid, but maybe hasn't seen a running back and a rushing attack as good as Oklahoma State's. They do have Brennan Presley at wide receiver, 839 yards. They have Rashad Owens as well, so Bowman in theory is going to have his full arsenal of weapons in the passing game. Oklahoma State right now, I would say, owns the offensive edge in this game, assuming everybody does play and there are no other transfers or opt-outs prior to kickoff. Take a look at the defense. Texas A&M, it's been a strength for them all year long. And it really has been for a while. It's going to get even better with Mike Elko now becoming the head coach. Expect the Aggies defense to get better and better with each year. But this year, not too bad. A top 10 overall defense. 9th overall, 295 yards per game. giving up just 188 through the air, only 106 on the ground. So something's got to give here, right? A&M's rushing defense against Ollie Gordon and this Oklahoma State rushing offense. Which one's going to give here? Which one's going to break? Here's the problem. A&M's down, like they are on offense, they're down a lot of defensive starters, a lot of defensive playmakers. They're down their leading tackler, and Edgerrin Cooper. They're down their edge rusher, and Fadil Diggs. They're down their number 4 tackler, and Bryce Anderson, who's at safety. They're down a defensive lineman, and Walter Nolan, who has 4 sacks. They're down another defensive lineman, and McKinley Jackson, and a handful of other starters and players in the secondary. They don't have as much depth entering this game. A&M is losing 20.5 of their 42 sacks this year. They're losing 48.8% of their sack production entering this game. A lot of those coming up front on the defensive line in the front 7, which is where Ollie Gordon is going to be going up against immediately. So if A&M does not have a strong front 7, they don't have a deep enough front 7, that could bode well for Ollie Gordon to have a big day on the ground. So that's going to be the key for Texas A&M, is finding a way to slow him down and forcing Alan Bowman to win the game through the air. He might be able to do it, but he's had issues turning the ball over. If you force him to continuously drop back, those chances of an interception, those chances of a mistake are going to increase. But if you allow Oklahoma State to be balanced, if you allow Ollie Gordon to have himself a massive day, you can go ahead and kiss your Texas Bowl trophy goodbye. You might as well start looking ahead to the Mike Elko era in 2024. Look at Oklahoma State, though. Their defense is bad. If you watched the Big 12 championship game, you saw that firsthand. I know Texas is a dang good team. They're in the college football playoff for a reason. But the Cowboys in that game allowed 662 yards, 464 of which came through the air against Quinn Ewers, who was practically perfect on the day. The Cowboys could get no pressure on him. They had like one fluke interception off of him, but that was it. They just allowed him to pick them apart all day long. And the Cowboys are giving up 267.5 passing yards per game and 174 on the ground. So, again, even with a depleted offense, Texas A&M, I think, can come in there and exploit this Oklahoma State defense, one that we expect to be relatively healthy and not many opt-outs as well. So if you're Oklahoma State entering this game, you have to find a way to slow down Texas A&M. If you're also Oklahoma State, I think you got to find a way to force Henderson to beat you through the air. As a third-string quarterback, he's shown a lot of potential, no doubt about that. But force him to put everything on his shoulders and deliver in this game without his head coach, without his offensive coordinator, without his top 2 receivers. Force him to do that. Do not allow A&M to be balanced. Do not allow them to bully you up front. Do not allow them to run the ball effectively. Force Henderson to win the game solely through the air. Can he do it? I believe he can. But I would rather see Oklahoma State try that, force his hand, than allow him to not have to have that type of pressure. So that's what the Cowboys have got to do. They've got the offensive edge. They can beat Texas A&M if it becomes a shootout, if it becomes a track meet, but they're going to need just even a mediocre for defensive performance, and they can win this game. So what's going to happen, guys? To me, the Texas Bowl, a true toss-up. I really could see it going either way here, right? But you look at Texas A&M, they're just in a really tough state right now. You question the motivation. You hear all the drama going on with Elijah Robinson right now. You know, everything that's going on in College Station. So much uncertainty, so many opt-outs, so many transfers. Robinson already taken the defensive coordinator job at Syracuse, but remaining to coach this game at Texas A&M. Bad blood there with him trying to maybe get some of the current players to go with him to Syracuse, talking to potential recruits coming to A&M, trying to flip them to Syracuse. All this drama in College Station right now, major distractions before the Texas Bowl. I really do question the motivation, the mindset, the mental state of this Aggies football team. Oklahoma State, we mentioned, we think they've got the offensive advantage. They certainly have the coaching advantage with Mike Gundy. And while I think this game could be high scoring, while I think it's relatively close, and I think A&M puts up a good fight, give me the Cowboys to win this game. As of right now, less opt-outs. They're more motivated. They're more locked in than Texas A&M, who has all this outside noise surrounding them. Maybe has phoned it in, getting ready for the Mike Elko era. I don't think Oklahoma State allows themselves to slip up in this game like they did the last time these two teams met in the Texas Bowl. So give me the Cowboys to win this game to clinch their 5th 10-win season in the last 10 years. They ride off into the sunset, entering a Big 12 that will no longer contain Oklahoma or Texas, while Texas A&M finishes the year at 7-6 and is anxiously awaiting the start of that Elko era in College Station. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Oklahoma State over Texas A&M in the Texas Bowl. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos. Check out everything down in the description below, including those expert picks, that holiday special. It's never going anywhere, and it's never too late to sign up. Check it out and become a member of our GE Nation. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.